The new War Thunder update is almost here, and that means dev server previews. People are understandably excited for stuff like the Type 10, new Leclerc, and F-105 Thunderchief. But I'm more interested in what the datamines have found. You see, not every vehicle is immediately available on the dev server. Some are hidden. For example, the T26E5 wasn't available on the dev servers at all, but showed up in the update. There are a decent number of hidden tanks like this, including the AC1 Sentinel, M41D, and Teledyne AGS. I'm pretty excited for all of these tanks, but I'm the most thrilled about the AGS. I'm known as the HSTVL guy, but it wasn't always my favorite vehicle. For quite a while, it was the Teledyne AGS. Since people are already speculating on its performance, I thought I would talk about its history, design, and how I think it'll be in-game. If you couldn't guess by looking at it, the Teledyne AGS is a 1980s vehicle. In the early 1980s, the Army was conducting the MPG, Mobile Protected Gun Program. This was combined with a very similar Marine Corps program, the Mobile Protected Weapon System program. They had the same goal, a lightweight vehicle for rapid deployment. Originally, the 75mm XM274 cannon was examined as the main weapon, but as time went on, it became apparent it wouldn't work for a few reasons. First, it wasn't believed a light vehicle could handle a 105. That's one of the reasons the 75 was developed. Then everyone turns around and says, oh wait, yes you can. Seriously, pretty much immediately after that decision, everyone made a low recoil 105. Second, the 105 was much better at busting bunkers, since it had a high explosive plastic round. Third, they couldn't get any more AT performance out of the 75, and it couldn't penetrate the new best Soviet MBTs. The 105 still had a bit of room to improve. They were able to create XM900E1, which in 1989 went into service as M900. Not long after the requirement for 105 was created, the program was renamed, this time to the Armored Gun System Program, AGS. Over the years, many companies submitted proposals for it, including FMC, Cadillac Gage, Hägglunds USA, General Motors, and Teledyne Continental Motors. By this point, you should probably know that FMC's design, the CCVL, won. It would be called the XM8/MA AGS, but would be cancelled by Congress not long after. We only care about the Teledyne proposal though. It was likely the most advanced out of all of them, as it used many advanced concepts. Much like Israel's Merkava MBT, the power pack and fuel tanks were in the front. These were supposed to act as additional armor. In general, the design had a large emphasis on survivability. The turret was low profile, and could fire from deflate without exposing crew members. It's probably really evident, but the Striker MGS used the same turret and autoloader system. The design also had a double floor, giving enhanced protection against mines. Unlike the Striker's Replenisher, which is quite massive, the Replenisher on TCM AGS was low profile. There were bulkheads between the engine compartment, driver's compartment, and fighting compartment as well. The upper front plate was angled at 82 degrees, offering decent protection against autocannons. It was specified to stop two main weapons, 23mm cannons and RPGs. As far as weapons go, it used the M68A1, just flipped upside down. Between the Striker and AGS, the main loading system is unchanged. Both had an 8-round ready rack, and could load rounds at 10 RPM. Yeah, I know, the Strikers reload 7.5 seconds in War Thunder. It isn't correct. Instead of the actual reload time, they took the average engagement time. The Replenisher held 22 rounds, bringing the total up to 30, though there was an option to carry up to 42. It had a coax 7.62, but for the commander, there was a wider variety of weapons. This included a 40mm grenade launcher, 50 cal, and M60. TCM also offered auxiliary weapons for the turret. They proposed mounting LOSAT, Hellfire, and TOW missiles. I don't believe they were ever actually mounted. Mobility-wise, it's pretty similar to the XM8. Combat weight was 19 metric tons, which is a bit more than the XM8 17.6. But to counteract this, the engine was slightly more powerful. The TCM AGS used the Bradley's engine and transmission, while the XM8 only used the transmission. Starting in 1989, the Bradley's engine was upgraded to 600 horsepower. And given what we know about the AGS in War Thunder, we appear to have a later version of it that would give it over 30 horsepower per ton. On road, it could get up to around 72 kilometers per hour. As far as how it will perform in game, that's a bit complicated. Compared to the Striker, it'll have better acceleration, reload rate, gun depression, survivability, profile, and turning radius. But it'll also have worse optics, a much worse round, lower top speed, and less concealment. Normally I would happily take that trade, but there's one issue. The top round is C76A1, which I personally despise. It seems that Gaijin loves to smack it on everything, which doesn't make a lot of sense. It's an export version of M774, but M774 isn't that much better, at least not in terms of penetration. The issue with C76's damage. I wouldn't mind if it did consistent damage, but it just doesn't. To put it simply, it'll be a mix of the XM8 and Striker. It'll be quite scary when it's hauled down, but it might have difficulty killing MBTs, especially in up tiers. I really wish they would give it M774, or even M833. At that point, I think it'd be a fine 10.0 vehicle, since the US only has one of those now. It is a little bit incorrect in game, but I'm already working on bug reports. That being said, I think it'll be a lot of fun regardless. It'll definitely be a vehicle worth picking up. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.